Hello everyone, welcome along to this edition of Tool Talk, and today I'm going to be looking at these Crescent Universal Pliers here. They have spent a good few hours in the ultrasonic cleaning tank at work, and it's fetched quite a bit of filth off them, and in fact, which we couldn't see earlier on when we got them out at the boot sale yesterday, there is the remnants of some chrome plating here which has been coming off over the last 100 years or so, because these little fellows date from, I would say, probably about 1907 to 1910, something like that there, because we've got the old, is it on this side or the other side? I think it's on this side here. We have the Crescent Tools, Jamestown, New York, as you can just about make out there, and we have the old CTC emblem here. I'll put you up a clearer picture what this would have looked like originally. As I say, after 100 years or so, this is completely worn off, but you can see the remnants of the chrome plating, which is worn off over the decades. They were a bit loose when I got them as well, because the nut here was very loose, and what I had to do was I had to clean out with a pick and get the rust out of it, and then I had got some WD-40 going in here and a spanner, and just backwards and forwards with a spanner until it came off. Let's get them apart. Right, here we go. Right, and what I had to do was to heat the nut up, get some WD-40 going on it, and there we go. So here the pliers are apart, which will make it a lot easier for me to clean them up. Yeah, so you can quite easily see remnants of the chrome in there. Look, so they were chrome plated. Whilst we got them apart, I'm going to take them down into the garden, and I'm going to stick them on the wire wheel, after which I'm going to see if I can't fettle this screwdriver tip up a little bit, see if we have better luck with it than we did with this L25 Special here, because this has got a screwdriver tip on the end as well, as you can see, but it's a bit soft actually, unfortunately, so hopefully the screwdriver tip on this is going to be a lot better. So let's get it down on the wire wheel then, shall we, guys? Okay, so here we are outside with the wire wheel here. We're going to have to be careful wire wheeling just here, because it's got the Crescent logo on just there, and I don't want to damage it too much, so just be very gentle with the wire wheel just there then. Okay then, so we can see that it's bringing out the little logo quite nicely there. So I don't think I'll do too much to that. We can just about see the CT logo there now, so that's good. Okay then, so you remember what these Crescent Universal Pliers looked like the other day. Now let's take a look at them after I've cleaned them up. What do you think, guys? Haven't they come up well? I think we had to remove some of the chrome plating that was on there, but then having said that, when it was on the wire wheel, it was making a rather strange smell. So whether it had like Plumber's Boss White all over them, I don't know. But haven't they come up nice, look? We can see the Crescent CTTO or CTCO? TC, is it? Yeah, CTTC, I believe that might very well be on there. We can see the Crescent Tools, Jamestown, New York. That's all come up a lot nicer now. I didn't go at it too hard with the fibre wheel because I didn't want to remove this important marking here. I've oiled the slip joint as well, and they run really smoothly now. One interesting thing I did notice about these is you've almost got, here and here, we've almost got like parallel pliers for getting hold of things. If you open it wider, you can still see it's almost parallel again. Look, so it'll get hold of anything like a hex nut or a nut or anything quite well, I would have thought. And of course, let's not forget we have the buttons style cutter here. Now this is a point of interest because I think probably from the mid to late 20s or whatever, whenever, I can't remember now, but I've looked on the 1928, maybe 1931 catalogue, and this button style cutter has been changed to a shear cutter, as you can see here from the relevant catalogues. So that means that later models of the D27 Universal Pliers had cutters like this here, this style of cutter. Just there, look, this is a shear cutter. And what we have here is a buttons style cutter too. So that changed later on, obviously, to make it probably easier to manufacture rather than cutting a couple of notches out. But yes, it's come out really nicely, hasn't it, guys? We can see the jaws are in quite good condition. They're quite sharpish. Got a little groove going on in here for getting hold of pins, etc. There's a view of the end. But yes, what a beautiful old pair of pliers. Look how the checker dot has come out. These were once filled with I don't know what. As I say, maybe plumber's boss white possibly. But the wire wheel has fetched all of that rubbish out of them, and they look a lot nicer now, don't they? Now, unlike other pliers, especially these Crescent L26, these have symmetrical jaws. They're the same each side. As you can see, what we have on the D27 Universal Pliers, we have asymmetrical jaws. They're different, as you can see, two different jaws. This one here is straight, and this one has a curve in it, as you can see, look. And that makes it better to get hold of a round stock and pipe, etc., small pipes, etc. Because you're not going to get hold of a very big pipe, I wouldn't have thought. But yeah, so that's another thing about these things. When I saw one in the catalogue, I couldn't wait to get hold of one, and when I went along to the boot sale the other week, I managed to find this pair here. Very nice they are too. Alrighty guys, I think what we better do then, get these D27 Universal Pliers down to the workshop and see what we can do with them. So let's go. Okay then, so here we are down in the workshop with the Crescent D27 Universal Pliers. I think what we'll try out first is the cutter. See how well it cuts, shall we? Got several lengths of copper wire here. Got some 1.5mm just there, and we've got some 2mm just here. So we'll start with the 1.5mm, get that in there. Yep. They cut that quite well, don't they? What about the 2mm stuff then? Let's get that in. Oh yeah. All up and down the cut. It looks like they'll do it all day too. I wonder if we can get any multi-stranded cut wire in here. Okay, so here is our multi-stranded stuff, copper, as you can see. Let's see what we can do with that. Get it in there, if it'll go in. Yes, it will. I think just as usual with these sorts of things, because they're not all that great at cutting, it's just more or less chopped its way through the insulation and left a load of strands behind. Okay then, so what do you think we can do with the screwdriver on the end of the handle? Well, if you remember my special L25 Crescent Pliers review, Tool Talk review, you'll remember we tried to tighten up this Jubilee clip, and the screwdriver tip on those was quite soft actually, and they didn't really like tightening this thing up. So let's get this set up and we'll give these a go then. Okay, so we've got some copper pipe in the vise here. Get the Jubilee clip on. Pick up the D27s. Give it a go. Oh. There we go. Right, and now we've got it in place. Let's try and tighten it up and see what happens. Slipped out a bit. Let's hope it's not marring the end of the screwdriver. Okay. Okay, right. Oh yeah, that's better. I've got a good tighten on that. You saw that, guys. Oh, wow, yeah. What have we done to the end of the screwdriver? Okay, so this one looks like it's been properly hardened. And I've given that Jubilee clip quite a good tightening up there. There's a little bit of damage possibly to the end just there, but it's not done as much damage as we did to the L25s. Oh, that's good. So while we've got the copper pipe in the vise, let's give the this jaw here a workout. You can see, I mean, it's beyond my hand span here like that, but I can still get a good, as you can see, it's got a good grip of the pipe there. In fact, it's squashing it a little bit. That's better. I've got a much better grip, so it's good. It gets a good grip on pipe, as we can see. Look at that. Awesome. And you can see the damage done to the copper pipe via the jaws, look. Okay then, so what about nuts and bolts? How can the D27 Universal Pliers handle nuts and bolts? Well, here we have M5 nuts and bolts. We have some M8 just here, and this here is an M12. So let's see how the jaws can handle this lot. Okay, we'll start with the smallest, the M5, and we'll work our way up with the pliers. Okay. Right, so I've got quite a good grip going on here, and it's two-handed grip, by the way. And I've exerted a considerable amount of torque there. They're really, really tight. Okay. There we go. Loosen him off again. Let me just show you what I mean about these sort of parallel almost style jaws. Let's take the M5 nut for instance. Pop it into the jaws of the D27, and you can see it's practically almost, you know, parallel. It's gripping both sides. I can show you that further. Just on the outside, there you go, look, see how it doesn't grip properly? It either grips up here and not down there, but with the design of these jaws, it's got a much better grip of the nut. Okay, so let's give the larger nut and bolt a go. Run it down a bit, just finger tight-ish. Can we get hold of it with the pliers in their closed position? I can actually, but I don't know if you can see that, but my hands are quite wide here, so I might have to. I'll tell you, give it a go both ways. So this is in its closed position, as it were. Get out of the nut again, and yeah, I'm having quite a job sort of controlling that really. Oh, right in, hang on. Right in. Just opened them up, and that is a much more comfortable grip on the pliers, as you can see there. So let's see what we can do torque wise. It's slipping off a little bit, so it's not got all that good a grip at the moment, but no, yeah, it's kind of got it, but it doesn't really like it a lot, to be honest with you. Oh, wow. Don't think we've damaged the jaws at all. Let's have a look. No, I wouldn't think so. These will be nicely hardened, these will. Okay, so let's move up in size to the M12. We have a nylock nut here. So doing it up a little bit, there we go. Right, get the universal pliers on. And they've got a fairly good grip of the nut here. You can't really see that because of the flare from the lighting. That's better. Right in. Let's just take the nut off, hang on. Okay, so that parallel style of design here has got a fairly decent hold of this M12 nut here. So we'll give it a go, shall we? It's quite easy to turn here. It's beginning to get a bit tighter here, but it's still very easy to tighten this largish nut. And we almost have a ratchety style way of doing things. Look. Nice. So what are the pliers like for manipulating wire? Like this copper here is 2.5mm. Nice. Crushes it down quite nicely too. That's effortless. There we go, look at that. Now what about this little bit here? This is for like pins, but they could also be used for gripping wires here. So get it on the wire, look. Pull. In fact, we're nearly pulling the bench off of the wall. So I have here two sizes of little panel pins. You've got these ones here, which is this little fellow right here, look. And I've got these as well, which are these ones here. Now both of them will fit into the jaw of the D27, as you can see. Got a fairly decent hold of them. There we go, that's got a better hold, look at that. Right, so we've got them there. So what we're going to try is try and push these pins into a piece of wood. Okay, let's give it a go. We'll start with a little short pin here. Get that into the jaws. It holds it quite nicely, look at that. It's got a good hold of it. Let's try shoving it into the wood then, shall we guys? I don't know how comfortable this is going to be, but we'll give it a go. Piece of cake, look at that. Nice. Pushed it in there a treat. Okay, let's try the same thing, but with the 40mm pin. Get that in the jaws as well, look. Fits in there brilliantly. So what we can do, and insert. Oh, well that was clever. I like that one. Idiot. Okay, let's give that another go, shall we guys? And we'll put it in a bit further this time. Like so. There we go. So it's in there a bit further, less sticking out, and we'll give it a go again. Get a hold of it some more. Gadzooks. God, wow. It'd be much easier with a hammer, I've got to say. It's gone in roughly about halfway, I think. Yeah, look at that. I managed to shove it in halfway because these pins are 40mm long, so it's not bad. Right, so what about extracting said nail pins? That's the 40mm job. What about the little one? Okay, so these are wonderfully old pliers here. Have done a very good job in the workshop down here, so that's really good. They've not damaged the screwdriver, so that's properly hardened. We've not done any damage, I don't think, to the teeth, although we do have a line going on here. So if we compare that to an earlier photo, let's see if it's still there, shall we guys? Okay, right, let's return to the studio with the Crescent D27 Universal Pliers then. What a beautiful pair of old pliers. Now I think these are probably from something in the region of probably 1907 to somewhere in the mid-20s, so they are quite old, around about 100 years old as far as I can see, because this logo was changed out here. The later Crescents have this stamp on them, which is very different from what we've got here. And of course the later versions of these also have a shear cutter as opposed to the buttons style cutter, but we still have the checker dot going on here and the screwdriver. These are a very nice pair of pliers indeed. They've cleaned up very well, I'm sure you'll agree. They feel very nice in the hand too. The material is very nice, as I usually find with these older tools. They're made of some very nice steel indeed. I've got an idea though. We have taken the chrome plate off of them though. I could be wrong on that front. I mean, it could have just been covered in I don't know what sort of crap, because they did smell rather funny on the wire wheel when I was cleaning them up. But what a beautiful pair of pliers. I'm getting quite a collection of vintage and new slip joint pliers now. So I didn't go to the car boot sale this morning because I had other things to do, apparently, according to Mrs. Rathbone. But I shall be out next Sunday at the car boot sale again, having a look, see what I can find. I shall be looking for more interesting slip joint pliers, because it seems to be this year's thing, slip joint pliers, because I've also purchased these. These are brand new. So these are a modern slip joint plier. I've noticed that Crescent also still carry on making slip joint pliers of the sort of, you know, this sort of style. But they also do a really modern pair as well. Look, this one's here. Now I've been trying to get hold of some of these in this country, but I can't get them for some reason or other. They don't seem to be on sale in this country, as far as I can see anyway. Perhaps some further research might lead me to them, but I would really like to get my hands on a set of these up-to-date Crescent slip joint pliers. But in the meantime, we're going to have to settle for these little fellows here. So far then, I've done a tool talk on these special L25s. I've also, I believe I've done a tool talk on these footprint fit all pliers. Next up, hopefully, when I get a moment, these little fellows here, these Stanley Fat Max. Yeah, see what these things are like. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed popping over to Rathbone Manor and this edition of Tool Talk. I do hope you'll pop by again in the near future, because I'm sure I'll have something else to discuss with you. And yeah, let me know down in the comments if you've got a set of these, if you have slip joint pliers anyway, and what you use them for. I think they're quite useful in the way that they're adjustable. And as I say, my collection is coming along quite nicely now. Okay guys, I'll catch you on the next video then. Thanks for watching.